hello out there in YouTube land. Here's my project. I want to build a shop. I'm tired of paying the Home Depot prices for lumber. I figured it all out. I can build it myself for a lot cheaper. If I bought a sawmill, a bandsaw type sawmill this summer. The state gave me a permit to harvest spruce trees on state land. My property's right up the hill there. You can hear a chainsaw going. That's my buddy. He's cutting some birch out of the way for me, and he's going to keep the firewood. So I'm going to cut some trees like this down. This one's 20 inches at chest height. Hopefully I can get it to fall. Well, it will fall up the hill because that's where it's leaning, but I'd like to get it about 15 degrees off to the left of where it's actually leaning. And then once I do that, I'll show you the next process. I got to trim all the trees, the branches off the tree, and then I'll be bringing in my Ranger 6-wheeler here and showing you how I hook it up to get out of here. All right. We'll put you on super slow-mo now so you don't miss any. Okay, so that went where I wanted it to go, which is nice. Problem with these big trees, I think I'm going to get to use all this money wood down here. But as you see, there's some rot in here. I don't think it goes up that far. The last tree I cut, it was rot like this big, where the ants got in, and I went up about 15 feet before I hit good wood. So we'll see how far I have to go up to get a good log. Before I get a good log, I'll just start cutting 4 feet off at a time, and I can still salvage some of the outside into 2x4s and what have you, and I always need little 4-foot 2x4s or 2x6s. So now I'm going to take my little chainsaw here. Let me set it up for you. And this Echo CS 2511TN top handle, it's like the lightest one they make of all the companies. This thing is amazing what it rips through. It has a lot of torque to it, and I have still not sharpened the chain on it, and I've had it a year. And I use it a lot. So I'll put you back on slow-mo now. Okay, so you got the gist of that. I went up and trimmed the best I could for right now. I'm gonna shut you off here for a while. No need to see this. I'm just gonna clean that brush up and then go through and get the stuff that's underneath the log. And then I'm gonna cut a path out of here. There's my 6-wheeler with the trailer. I'll be able to come right through here if I cut a couple willows and then turn up there. And then the exit I got to cut about 2 trees and I'll be able to get onto the trail again. So I'll be back later. Alright, so it's a couple days since the last time I was here. My battery died, so what I did is I marked all the logs where I want them cut. I cut them, and I basically have a whole list of all the different sizes of timber I need, lumber. So I went through and figured out using this neat little sawmill chart. You can pull that off anywhere. Like a 10-inch round log will give you a 7.1 inch square beam in there, and you can figure out what you want out of that. It's easy. This here little tool from Amazon. This side measures the diameter of the log. You just wrap it around. That side measures real lengths. So you can measure where you want to, about where you think you want to cut, and see what diameter is, and you'll figure out how much lumber you can get out of that. So next step is I'm going to lift one of these up here and slide the trailer under there and haul it out of here. And I'll shut you off and reposition. So it was raining yesterday a lot, so I just stayed in town, inside, and fixed some things. And this had a hand winch on it. I had an extra winch that I'm going to put on my Rhino, but I put it on here for now to see how it works. The hand winch worked, but I'm lazy, and this should work more efficiently. And all I got to do is press a button. So I'm going to turn the engine on. I got a couple branches under there I want to trim off. Hopefully I'll just be able to slide this under there. That was easy peasy. So much easier than the hand winch. So now I'm just going to strap it down and drive it on out of here. I'm going to show you my setup here for the trailer. This is just in Alaska, it's called our meat wagons for moose hunting. I made this. There's actually an aluminum box that sits in it. Excuse me. And I made it just for this purpose too, with the in case I ever had to haul lumber, I can pull the box out of it. And then I took these tires off my Rhino because the Rhino blew the transmission up on my moose hunt this year, and we had to go back and tow it out 27 miles. And they're 8-ply ITP Blackwater tires. They'll hold like 1,530 pounds of tires, so I put those on there. And then what I did with the tongue, the original tongue was right there. I made an adjustable piece in it. That's one of them. The other one is goes from here to about there. So I can extend the length of this depending on how the length of the log is, and I can center the balance up and all that. So I'm going to shut you down, strap this baby in, and then show you the trip out of here. Okay, here we go. And no, that is not my plane. If I could afford that plane, I'd have somebody build my shop. So this is pretty much what I accumulated so far, minus about 3 logs that I got off other people's property that gave them to me. So I'm going to shut you off and go get my Bobcat and show you how I take this contraption apart. So that's how that's done. A couple things I wanted to show you on the trailer here. I should have put this down when I lifted that log up. Help stabilize the back from coming down. I'll definitely use it on the rest of them. I got like 4 more trips. And then this was the short tongue. This slides out about 1.5 feet. And I can put this one on so I can comfortably carry a 20-foot log, although I can only cut a 16.5-foot log on the sawmill, so that's all I cut them to. And I can get the center of gravity over the tires, and it works well. If I was just making this from scratch, I would probably cut these a little bit, make these a little bit lower, because on some of the logs, when you go to put them under, that hangs up. And these tires are 27 inches. If you had 25s, that's an extra inch lower that these would sit and give the log another inch of clearance, or even 24s or 23s. The important thing is have the ply rating to carry the weight. So, all right, I got 4 more trips to do and then I'll call it a day. Thanks. I thought I'd film this log. This is probably the heaviest log of the bunch of this tree. It's 12.5 foot long, average diameter 17 inch. I asked Google and they said a green log like this weighs between 730 pounds and 1,000 pounds. Those are 2 different estimates I got. So we'll see how well it does. I put the jack on this one, so watch here and see how much it helps. I'm hearing some crack in there, so I'm going to try and get it under. That's a little back heavy, but I'll strap it down. I was going to lift it back up and back under, but it would probably rip the jack off. And the jack did help a lot, although I'm on a hill, so it started pulling the Rhino or the Ranger back and started tilting that. So anyway, I'm just going to strap it down and head up the hill.